and that's great, but they understand that they cannot have you come this way because I am too much of a gamble for anybody.
Let's get to it. So Teofimo had an interview today and he was talking about Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. He was talking about the fact that Devin Haney is now the champion in recess, the WBC champion in recess at 140, and he was talking about the fact that the New York Athletic State Commission has suspended Ryan Garcia for a year. Now, according to Teofimo Lopez, that's really just a slap on the wrist for both guys. This is what he said right here. Check it out.
You got this stuff with Ryan and Devin. What do you make of all that?
My opinion is like it's like everybody's asshole. It's shit. So, you know, at the end of it, it's not going to matter what I say. You know, at the end, they already made an executive decision on these two fighters and what they're going to do. WBC said that he'll be recent champion for his emotional stress. And for Ryan Garcia, the New York State Athletic Commission chose that he'll be banned for 1 year. So, you know, they gave both of them kind of a slap on the wrist. And we'll see what happens in the next following year for those guys.
So like you guys see, he believed that it was a slap on the wrist. And what he's basically saying is that Ryan Garcia probably should have got banned for more than a year. Maybe 2 years, maybe 3, who knows. He didn't actually say how many years he think, but he called it a slap on the wrist. So if he's calling that a slap on the wrist, then he obviously feels like Ryan Garcia should have been banned longer than a year, or maybe he should have had something else happen to him other than being banned. I mean, but Ryan Garcia already, lost $1.2 million that went back to Golden Boy Promotion. So, I mean, what else do you want? But hey, maybe it was a slap on the wrist. If you look at some boxing fans will say it is a slap on the wrist. Some boxing fans will say it's not. Then when it comes to Devin Haney, he feel like it was also a slap on the wrist because they should have just stripped his belt instead of placing him the champion in recess. Now listen, I want you guys to understand something. Devin Haney don't got the belt. When you're a champion in recess, that belt does go to somebody else. They just call it a champion in recess because you get a chance to come back and regain that championship. That's all. But there's things that you have to do to still regain that belt. You know what I'm saying? See, he can't just come back and say, I'm not going to fight anybody, and then they're just going to get a belt back to him. It doesn't work like that. When there's a champion in recess, you become the mandatory immediately over anybody. Even if somebody is an interim champ at the time, or even if somebody is a mandatory at the time, the champion in recess becomes the mandatory over that mandatory. So that's the type of privilege that he got whenever he wants to come back and regain his belt. But I guess Teofimo Lopez just feels like, no, they should never even gave him that privilege. They should have just stripped it from him and don't give him no privilege at all. Now, honestly, I didn't put too much thought in this Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia situation, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't normally agree with Teofimo Lopez on certain things, but he got a point on this. He got a point on a slap on the wrist. We got to start taking this sport seriously. What Ryan Garcia did, we got to take it seriously. The way Devin Haney just wanted to leave and there ain't really nothing wrong with him, yeah, they should have just stripped the belt from him. We got to start taking it more serious than what we are taking the sport of boxing, and that's why a lot of people look at it as a joke. I got a feeling that the Devin Haney fans are going to hear me and be like, what you talking about, old beat nigga? They're probably going to cuss me out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm saying that I agree with Teofimo Lopez that he's saying it was a slap on the wrist. Now, when it comes to Ryan Garcia, I think 1 year is enough. But I guess there's people out there who wanted him gone for longer than that, and they wanted his suspension to be longer than that. Then when it comes to Devin Haney, I guess there's people who actually wanted him to be stripped and not to have the privilege of a champion in recess. I mean, in some ways, Teofimo got a point, whether you want to admit it or not.